it recording?
Sun's bright, my face.
Nobody can see that.
Yeah, they can. There's nothing I can do about it. That's fine.
Do you want my sunglasses?
No, it's fine. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Hey, remember when I interrupted you?
My name is Mara.
And I'm Dan.
And this is
Cool Animal
Cool
People.
Animal People.
I forgot.
Cool Animal People.
Cap.
Man. Cap. No cap. You know what that means now?
What's no cap?
Like, no lie.
Oh. Shout out to youth.
Shout out to children. Like cap or no cap.
Don't shout out children.
Well, shout out to the young generation that's coming up with a new way
What is
of
is
speaking.
it Gen Z?
Gen Z, yeah.
Gen
Gen
so
Z.
many gens.
There's weird because whatever. We're not going to get into that.
Anyways.
Speaking of generations, there's a whole generation out there that's just learning what TNR means.
Trap and release? Trap, neuter, release?
Trap, neuter, return, or release.
Trap, neuter, release. Sorry, that was embarrassing.
Trap, neuter.
for everybody.
Well, we just talked to, you could say he's the royal figure of TNR.
Sterling Trap King Davis.
Sterling Trap King Davis, an amazing human being. I know I say that a lot when we talk.
I think we're lucky
truly.
enough to. No, I think the pet industry as a whole attracts really, really genuine people who really love what they do. So I think, it's amazing that every person we talk to is super genuine and like really loves what they do.
What's that like?
What?
Imagine interviewing like finance bros and Bitcoin lawyers and
What is a Bitcoin lawyer? What?
that's a thing now.
Bitcoin lawyer. You
That's
gotta
a
put
thing
that
now.
here.
If there's a Wikipedia article, I bet you there's a Wikipedia article on like crypto lawyer or crypto
Bitcoin.
law. Anyways, this has nothing to do. Is there? Am I right?
Bitcoin law firm.
I knew it.
Nexo.
Anyway,
There's a lot actually.
I don't want to give them enough time. Too much time. Sterling Trap King Davis. He's an amazing advocate for TNR, trap, neuter, and release/return, and he's been doing this for several years now. He has an entire list of press.
He's been
That's
featured
just
on
unbelievable.
Today's
Shout
Show.
out to his publicist, Mary. She's amazing.
Today's Show, NBC News, The Dodo.
Yeah.
He was on Drew Barrymore's
Drew
talk
Barrymore.
talk show.
Quick Google search if you don't know who Sterling Davis is, and please just
enjoy.
just learn, because I know we also say that a lot. Learn from our guests, but he truly is a man who cares about this cause, which is keeping cats safe, keeping cats healthy, and most of them obviously community or feral cats. And we talked about a lot. And he's a very endearing person.
I was just thinking endearing.
Endearing person. And we love him. And here's
Sterling Trap King Davis, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Welcome.
So you have seen this man on the Today Show, NBC News, The Dodo. Honestly, if you just do a Google, his news results are unbelievable. His work that he does is incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, Sterling Trap King Davis.
Yo! What's going on here, bunch of slow place good people?
How are you?
How's it going,
good,
Sterling?
Man. I'm good. I'm doing good. I can't complain at all.
So where are you joining us from if you want to give a quick shout out?
Right now, I'm actually in Asheville, North Carolina. I bought my RV from out here, so I was coming out here to get some work done as well as get my vaccination.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Well, congrats on the vaccine.
Quick reminder, if you can get the vaccine, go get it. I just got mine on Saturday morning.
I got mine from Mother Nature by contracting COVID. So I am temporarily vaccinated from the COVID. So Sterling, obviously we know what you do, but can you start by telling us a little bit about what you do and who you are?
So, like you said, my name is Sterling Trap King Davis. I go by Trap King for my nonprofit Trap King Humane Cat Solutions, which focuses on TNR. So that's trap, neuter, return, and that's it's the process where I go out, I catch cats in humane traps so they don't get hurt, they're not hurt or anything, and then I take them to low-cost spay and neuter clinics to get them spayed, neutered, vaccinated, and then I return them back to their colony. So this prevents overpopulation and spreading disease.
That's beautiful.
That's very important work, and we need people to understand that catching a cat and neutering them is not to harm them or the population.
Right.
That's a
No,
huge part.
it's the opposite.
It's the complete opposite. It's a huge part of, controlling, like you said, the population of community cats and, preventing overpopulation.
I get a lot of myths about what it is, so it's real important for that people know it don't hurt them. And like this one guy that I've been dealing with forever that keeps telling me he doesn't want his cat to lose his manhood. It's not. That's not what's happening here. Like we helping the cat. We helping the cat. Like I've heard that one so much, I think I'm gonna go get fixed myself. So I can be like, look, it's okay. I got fixed with my cats. We all okay.
that I think is the highest level of commitment I think I've ever heard.
That would be like a PR dream.
I don't know if it's medically advisable, but I am not a doctor. We have a cat colony, so we're here in Brooklyn, and we've got a cat colony right up the block from us, and there's this amazing little organization down here that, they're out there at like 6 a.m. feeding them, and I know they do a lot of trap and release work, but it's something that...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It wouldn't happen to be called Flatbush, would it? Flatbush cats? It's not Flatbush cats.
Oh, we know.
But your friend Jackson Galaxy loves Flatbush.
Yeah, we talked to him a couple of weeks ago, and he mentioned them. So
Flatbush, they good people. I done did some.
There's a lot of good organizations out here, and even just regular people that live by the area, like will feed the cats and keep an eye on them. I have like this little community garden by my apartment, and there's 5 cats there. They're all spayed and neutered, and people take turns just feeding them, just going and checking up on them, and it's their own little community. And I feel like that's part of it, getting people involved to take care of these populations, take care of these little communities that need looking after, especially with TNR work.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know it's humane population control more than anything. So you if you don't like cats, it's good. If you do like cats, it's good. Like it's good either way. But
exactly, it keeps the population in check. Basically.
Right.
Yeah, I think it keeps them at a healthy number in terms of if you don't spay and neuter, I think a cat can start having kittens around 8 or 9 months, and the gestation period, if I'm not wrong, I think is 63 days. So like they could start, I actually was watching a video that Sterling had, and he was talking about how babies are having babies, and that's exactly what it is.
It's
it's one of those things that you want to make sure that you can maintain that population.
The youngest cat that I rescued was 4 months and pregnant. 4 months is the youngest. She was 4 months, and the vet told me that she wouldn't have even made it through carrying to deliver because she was just way too young. But 4 months.
Oh, that's awful.
Insane.
It's crazy. So it's real important. And like I said, it's not hurting them. It is humane population control. So if you like the cats or if you don't like the cats, it's all good. So it's good to explain that to people, that people know that. I think the more people see it work and see us out doing it, then they'll see, okay, hey, it's help controlling the rodent population. And, as long as I got this group of cats fixed, they prevent other cats from coming in, because the other cats that come in, they like, well, they gonna fight us over food. They can't be mates.
Free real estate.
So we just gonna get out of here. So it really helps. A proper TNR program, good for the neighborhood.
Yeah, I always forget too how important they are in terms of the rodent control. You know, in any like city,
especially here.
Yeah,
imagine if there were no feral cats in New York City.
Oh yeah, y'all in Brooklyn, y'all got some rodents, some rats that's bigger than the cats out there.
There are some big rats out here. I think also with all the garbage and stuff that's been out.
Yeah,
there has been, I think it's like an 80% uptick in rats. Since the beginning of the pandemic.
We owe cats so much around here. I feel like we would lose to rats were it not for cats.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we would be dominated.
The population is unbelievable out here.
So speaking of all this TNR work, how did you get started? Because like it's not every day that you just like choose to be just the trap king for as your life's journey.
Yeah,
So
like-
how did you get started?
It's a trip because I always loved cats. I've been vegetarian since like 12 years old because I visited a slaughterhouse and it messed me up. So I always was into cats, but I never heard about TNR or cat rescue or none of that stuff growing up. I was always into music, but I like cats. I knew of Jackson Galaxy. I would watch Jackson Galaxy show. So like in between music tours, I was just trying to find something to do and went to a shelter. They were like, "Hey, we don't see a lot of people like you that deal with cats. Can you stay?" And I'm like, "I'm actually about to go on tour with Tech Nine, so I'm gonna be here until that tour starts, and then I'm gone. Like I'm not as much as I love cats. I'm out of here. I'm going on tour with Tech Nine."
What a line! What
By
a
the
line!
way,
I'm
a huge Tech Nine fan. So
saying.
when I heard that in an interview, I was like, no shit.
Like in a job, like it's usually, I'm here until college starts and then I gotta go. No, I'm here until I start the tour with Tech
Right.
Nine, and then I gotta go.
Right. I'm like,
That's
I am
amazing.
going on this tour with Strange Music and Tech Nine. Y'all can cancel it if y'all think I'm not. I am.
Wow.
So, but in between, it was like 2 months waiting to go on tour, and I got it. I saw it. It was almost like an epiphany. Something hit you, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, man, I got to do this. Like I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like it even came to the point to where doing music and being on stage seemed like it was practice for me to relay this message.
Right.
So it seemed like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And I still love music like Jackson because when I finally met Jackson, that's what I told him. I was like, because he got started doing music and being the cat guy. And when I finally met him, I was like, yo, I come from music. I was rapping. It wasn't rock, but I'm, from rapping to trapping, cats too, like you. He was like,
Yeah.
oh, you like the black version of me? I was like, yes.
That's amazing.
That's how I got started, man. It was actually music, and I saw the void. I saw that it wasn't a lot of people that looked like me. I saw how bad the hyper masculine thing, the macho thing in the black community was preventing us from getting into certain things. And I saw after Michael Vick, we needed somebody to say, hey, black people don't hate animals. Like we can get this right. Because Michael Vick blew it. Like he did. He turned for a minute. It was even my shelter I was at for a while. They didn't want to, if you looked a certain way, probably wasn't going to die. If you look like you about to breed or fight some dogs, we're not adopting nothing to you.
Yeah.
And
I think the whole Michael Vick situation really reinforced a lot of untrue stereotypes.
Yeah. And he did, man. I mean, by doing what he did, those stereotypes just came right back, and it was like, okay, this is why. And we went to doing this a lot more and not educating as much. So that's one of the things that I really want to work with, is bridging that gap with the black community and the animal rescue community, and just period, because I've seen it on both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I've gone in predominantly white neighborhoods where they like, oh, bald tattooed black guy out here in my yard at 12 o'clock at night saying he here for the cats. Sure, get my gun, honey, because this guy. But then I see my all my volunteers are usually white women, and then they go into a predominantly black neighborhood trying to help the cats, and they getting robbed, beat up, cursed out, harassed. Right. So on both ends, you see the disconnect or the miscommunication, and I want to help prevent that.
What would you say is like the biggest pushback you get from the black community in terms of the TNR work and people kind of coming in to do this work in the community?
Man, the biggest pushback, the thing that I've heard the most is the finger, the I'm gonna get in trouble. So it's usually, hey, you'll have these people in animal control and rescues, and they come in uniforms and they wave their finger and they write citations and fine us. I had a guy, he was like, they fined me for tethering my dog, and I don't even know what tethering means. So it's like, dang, like, the education is needed, because this guy don't know that tethering, that means you got your dog tied up to this tree, and that's wrong, so they gonna fine you for that. But he doesn't know. He don't even know what he doing. He just think he love his dog and doing it right. So one of the things, the biggest pushbacks I get is literally people saying, hey, they come in here, they say they compassionate, y'all say y'all compassionate, but y'all don't care about the starving kids or the issues in this community. You just want to help the cats and the dogs and say, forget us. So I hear that a lot from the black community. Like that's one thing outside of, oh, cats are bad luck and they killing the birds. All of the the lack of education from it. I had some dudes literally in the black community tell me, like 4 guys, I was returning some cats, and they came up to me and told me, yo, white people put tracking devices and diseases in these animals and dump them in black communities to infiltrate and hurt us. And I was like, damn, that's wrong. Like, that's so wrong. That's the biggest. I was like, why would they put them in cats? If black people don't typically like cats, why wouldn't they put it in marijuana or 40 ounces or something that's more stereotypical of us?
Yeah.
Why would they put them in cats? So it's like stuff like that. That's the pushback, and that's how alarming it was for me to be like, man, if there's not somebody to relay this message properly, I don't know if we're going to get it across, because TNR been going on longer than before I was born.
Yeah.
And I'm not that young. I might look young, but I'm over 40, put it that way. I'll just say that.
That's a lie, though. I don't know why you got to lie on a live podcast, but that's cool if you want to be that way. The education aspect. The education aspect is so important, but not just the information that is being relayed, is how that information is being relayed. You can't expect someone to go to a community center and take a class on TNR in order to learn what TNR is. It's the accessibility of information, and I feel like you're doing that in a very accessible way. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I try to make it accessible, and I like what we were talking about with Flatbush Cats. It's so many people that do TNR and cat rescue that we either need to work together, or it's just different ways of delivering that message. And I love that. So what I do is just one different way of delivering that message to get different demographics involved and more guys, because that's the thing. Again, the hyper masculinity of it all, I think, is one thing that prevents guys. I got homeboys now that be like, man, why you got all them cats? Why don't you get a dog? Like, why you should have a dog, man. You got all them cats. Y'all gotta excuse if y'all hear Captain Patch in the background playing the piano. Like,
no, that only adds value to this.
Great.
If there is a cat playing the piano in the background, I think you're in front of the right audience for this for sure.
If y'all follow me on Instagram, anybody that follow me on Instagram, y'all will be seeing this soon. Captain Patch has learned that in the middle of the night, if I get up and walk across the piano and wake everybody up, somebody will give me some treats. So that's what he's doing right now.
We're going to put the Instagram handle right on the green screen here. It's the_original_Trapking. So if you want to follow Mr. Sterling Davis,
he's got some good stuff on there.
That's the handle, some good stuff on there. But yeah, you talked about the toxic masculinity. And sorry, your motto is, if Dan wants to give us the little motto, because we all struggle with this.
I actually love this. You don't lose cool points for compassion.
Which, as guys, as men, as manly men,
as bearded men,
we were taught to we're tough, and we're supposed to stand up to cute things and blah blah blah. I have a cat. His name is Kevin Linguini. I smush my face against him. He sits on my chest at 7:00 in the morning and just purrs and drools on me, and I love it.
Right.
I would never be against something like that, but I would also love a pit bull just as much, but because I think pit bulls are cute, not because I think they're tough,
right,
and destructive, and will protect me, because that's just untrue. But that's what we were raised to think. So you're trying to move away from that. You're trying to basically teach people that, hey, it's really not that deep. You can be compassionate and still be a man.
Right. You can still be cool. You can still be a little edgy and do something like love a cat, or do something as selfless as volunteer and rescue animals. Like, you can do that. That's something I've been trying to prove forever, and I get a lot of slack from that, between loving cats and painting my nails. A lot of my male friends be like, dude, what's up with you, man? You weird.
Expressing myself. I think that's the thing that's been so great about, the emergence and growth of just social media is you've got people like yourself, Jackson Galaxy, Mosho. Like there are so many guys out there who are showing their love for cats. And I also think, cats kind of have gotten a bad rap over the years. People are like, oh, cats don't like you. Cats aren't the same as dogs.
And Jackson mentioned that, and it was a good point. You're not supposed to compare the two.
Yeah, they're different animals, and you deal with them differently. But I love the fact that it's become, you guys are popularizing the fact that like it's good to do this kind of work. It's not like this thing that the crazy cat lady is doing. Like,
I want to get rid of that stereotype so bad.
Yeah, like it's definitely something that you guys are doing a fantastic job. Everyone out there who's doing this kind of work, and that's how I learned about you was through social media. I started seeing your stuff on Instagram, and then a couple people pointed me in your direction. But I was like, this guy's doing awesome shit. Like he's out there and like you're also breaking the stereotypes too, like you were talking about.
Yeah, I love the so we did a deep dive on all the articles that were written about you, and the most recent one in Atlanta Magazine, there's a picture of you holding 2 traps. It looks fucking badass.
Yeah, no, that's a great shot, by the way.
You standing in the middle of a field with 2 traps. That's like, how could you think this isn't like a manly thing to do?
It was
that is one of the most badass things I've ever seen.
The photographer really did it.
I do gotta ask. This is unrelated. Who the fuck does your press? Because when we Googled you, I was like, who is doing this? Like, you are everywhere. You are on the Drew Barrymore show,
NBC News,
Today Show. Like, you are obviously what you're doing is amazing, and the work that you're doing is so impactful. But like, man, you are killing it with like the exposure.
I don't know what it is. Mary Tan, my publicist, is amazing. She is more than just my publicist. She's like keeps everything organized and right because I wouldn't know if I'm coming or going. Like I feel like one of these days I'm gonna call Mary and be like, "What's my name again?" Like I ask her everything. But Mary Tan is her, and I think once she started pushing out the fact that I live out of my RV and do this, like I don't have a regular car, I don't have an apartment, I don't have any of this. Like I live out of my RV. I think once she started pushing that is when people was like, okay, I gotta look into this because this dude is either crazy or I don't know what. Yeah, he's very committed.
Oh shit, really, he lives in an RV. He means business. So fuck.
Like I don't even, and it's crazy because people credit me for that, but I was in the Navy and I was on music tours. So it's like this lifestyle, this minimalist lifestyle is like being on tour or living out my sea bag. So I don't even feel like I'm missing out or losing stuff. I want to live like this. Like if somebody was like, "Hey, we can help you get an apartment," I'd be like,
yeah,
give it to the cats. Oh, hold on. We can't hear you. Unplug and plug back in. Unplug it. And then we'll go back in.
I think that's coming along. I think people starting to see it a lot more now. When I first talked to Jackson on the phone, he was like, "Oh, dude, you gotta come on." He was like, he was like, "Wait, you don't have a place?" And I was like, "Nah." He was like, "You don't have a car?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Oh, dude."
Are you okay?
Oh, you stopped again. Audio. Unplug, plug back in. There you go.
It's real.
I'm the same way. All my like literally the only clothes I have is my branded company gear. That's
Right.
it. So I got to go back to Tech Nine for a second. All right. Like I've been a huge fan of his for a long time. When you decided that you were not going back on tour, what was his response to you when you told him what you were doing? I'm very curious to know that.
He just he tripped out. He didn't care. He got, he was so up the totem pole on that tour.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like, oh my God, what you mean Sick not gonna come? Like he wasn't like that. It was just like, what? Like that was more so his thing. He was like, okay, and he had my friend Jaron and Ritz. Ritz is another rapper off of Strange Music, and he had both of them reach out. And was like, are you sure? Like, asked dude, is he sure? Like that's what he about to do? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. I know this is stupid, and I got a couple of jokes, laughs, like you wanna go broke, so you gonna leave a paid tour to go rescue cats, which I know they not gonna pay you what you making on this tour, so it wasn't making sense. Like it was some jokes, but people kind of knew too, because even on tour, a lot of folks from Strange Music, they was like, I had at the time I had a cat. This is funny. It's a quick story, but I had a cat at the time named Rick James. Rick James, I would talk about him during the whole tour. So the whole tour, I'd be like, yeah, Rick be tripping sometimes. Rick could be loud. It'd be like 2 a.m. Rick could be making all this noise. And my friend Jaron Benton, he was on the tour too. He knew about Rick James, but nobody else knew who Rick James was. So the whole time when I finally said something about Rick being a cat, everybody was like, yo, wait a minute. You mean to tell me the whole time you've been saying Rick, you've been talking about a cat? Like, what like they was like, yo, I didn't know if you was like talk about a partner that you stayed with, your little brother, a family member, something. Like the whole time you were talking about a cat. Like, so I think
if you say Rick James, maybe like they hired you because they thought you worked with Rick James, Rick James.
We want to kind of go into what are the ways that people can help you, your work. We're going to put links to everything in the show notes, but like what's the best way somebody can support your work? And then if somebody wants to go local, what would you suggest where they should be either volunteering their time or putting their money?
So I would say for me, you can go to trapkinghumane.org, and that'll take you to all the stuff with Trap King that's doing. But locally, wherever you are, if you're not in Atlanta, I travel some of everywhere and try to reach everybody. But locally, your local shelter, if you go to I'll say even animal control officers will let you know about your local shelters that do rescue, because animal control wants you to do it. Alley Cat Allies, their website has a ton of information for no matter what area you in. I always refer people there because their website is amazing with instructions as well as areas to go, and the Best Friends website as well. Shout out to Best Friends because they taught me a lot too. So Best Friends website, Alley Cat Allies website, they're both great resources for information. And if not, like I say, Trap King, I'm always out here. You can always go to trapkinghumane.org, and you'll probably see me coming to a city near you to trap. So,
when you come around here, we wanna have a beer with you. And honestly, like just from the kind of work that you do, it's kind of hard to find someone that a single person that's as passionate. Like I've met people that have gotten into TNR. Obviously, we have
a shout out to Isabel
from the No Kill Project, where my cat comes from.
Okay.
Do you know the No Kill Project? Because
I've heard,
reacted.
Yeah, I heard the No Kill Project before. I heard of the No Kill Project before, and I'm not sure if it was. I'm not sure if I was at cat camp or where I was when I first heard of the No Kill Project.
Oh right, you were a counselor at cat camp. What year was that?
I went to cat camp in, was it, wait a minute, not 2018, I think.
2018, okay.
I think it was 2018. That's when
was that before they did it in New York City?
It was in New York City. It was in
2019. 2019 was.
Was it 19?
Yeah,
We was in New York City, and that was when that was like when I really in person hung out with everybody. Catman in West Oakland, Hannah, Shaw, Kitten Lady, and Jackson.
Wow. Yeah.
Everybody was out there, and That
It's
was
like cat
just
mecca.
It was
Yeah,
like, man, for me it was amazing
I
because
could imagine.
I seriously, Mosho and Jackson are the two people that really motivated me to be like, hey, I could play a role, I could have a part, like what I do can be used and can help the mission. So them two dudes and then Kitten Lady have given me so much information and help over the years with that. So that's where when I met them, I was like the whole time at Cat Camp, like I
just
follow you,
fangirling
I
over
follow you,
everyone.
I follow you, I follow you. There's little Bub. Oh my God.
You were on TV.
Right. And it's crazy because you can only talk to other cat people about it. All my
Yeah.
homeboys that's not into cats have no idea what I'm talking about.
They're like, who is that? What do you?
Jackson Galaxy.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I'm standing here with Jackson Galaxy. They like, oh, that's crazy. Who is that? And I'm like,
Who is Jackson?
it's like Jay-Z of cats, man.
I think that's one of the things I love about just the animal industry as a whole. It's
The niche. Yeah.
it attracts people who just are so fucking passionate about what they do. Like, a lot of the work is a labor of love, and it attracts amazing people like yourself, like Jackson, like Mosho, like Kitten Lady. Like, there's so many people out there who dedicate so much time to making sure that these cats' lives are healthy and good and they're safe.
I think the community is like being in Comic-Con for cats.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you get
basically.
to be yourself. Like it's an environment where I can be 100% me. Like I'm not on a hip hop tour where I gotta act like if a cat jump on me, it can't be cute. Like, no, that ain't cute. Don't I didn't smile. You didn't see me smile. You didn't see me smile. I don't want to.
You can walk through a crowd
Right.
wearing kitty ears and
Right,
not be
right.
judged.
I could wear my cat ears and hug everybody, and it'll be just fine. Like,
And that's what we talked about when we started this segment of the podcast, is like people in the industry, like we're not gonna find many assholes that we're gonna talk about. Like,
Yeah,
it's
no,
just a bunch
everybody
of cool
is
people that
super
loves
cool.
animals.
Like, everybody we've gotten a chance to speak to so far has been just like super cool, in terms of the conversation, but also like just in general with what they do and the work that they're committed to out there. Now,
people love it, man. It's something that if you're gonna do it because it's not money in this thing, you gotta do it from the heart. You gotta love it. Gotta love it.
100%. So you have an event coming up, right? On May 22nd?
Yes.
Is Care Dare.
Yes.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that and what you're doing?
So Care Dare is gonna be 24 hours. There's no record. There's no record for the most cats TNR'd or rescued in one day. So for a full 24 hours, tend to set that record. Shout out to Tomahawk Live Traps, Care Organization, Tito's Vodka, Atlanta Humane, everybody that's involved. But I will be going out and setting more than 300 traps in this day, and I intend to catch as many as I can and set the record. And I'm hoping from this that this record gets broken over and over again. Like so I can the person that breaks this record after this next kitten season, I can come in your city, hand you a crown, raise some funds, awareness, and donations for your rescue, and we can keep it moving. And hopefully this will start people breaking this record. This is the record meant to be broken. It's not to say, oh, look at me, I'm the king, I'm the best. No.
Right.
This is meant to be broken over and over and over again, and continue to raise awareness and make it fun. Make TNR fun. Some of these hyper masculine tough guys, if y'all don't want to rescue, then compete. It's like a versus battle. Who can rescue the most cats then? If it's not tough enough for you, then we can do it like a versus battle. Who can rescue the most cats?
If you can convince like the macho, I will never do that kind of guy to be like, hey, this is actually a competition, and like you use that hyper masculinity against them.
Right.
Trap the most cats.
On the hyper masculinity front, I do love seeing that in terms of like, so we obviously my business is we do dog walking and pet sitting, so we constantly see a new couple, they get a new puppy or they get a kitten, and one of the two is always like, I'm not a dog person, I'm not a cat person. Then we're like, okay, that's we get it. We come back six months later this is where the cat sleeps. This is its bed. This is its other bed. You have to feed it. They become like these intense cat or dog parents, and it's so funny seeing that because it's like the people that are like, yeah, I'm not an animal person, and then it's like, this is foo-foo.
Those are the people that haven't lived with an animal yet.
Yeah,
because you can't say I'm not a dog person or a cat person until you have a dog or a cat.
Right.
So
true.
That's just because you either weren't raised with cats or dogs, or you just haven't taken the time.
You need exposure.
Yeah,
right.
You just need to come across a little doofus of a cat or a puppy, and you'll fall in love. It's that easy.
I also think that's what it ties back to with your work is people in all communities need the exposure and the knowledge to know, hey, we're out here doing this work to control the populations, to make sure that these cats are, they're healthy, but they're also able to do what nature intended for them to do, which is, eat some birds and eat some mice and live their life and make some other cats.
Yeah, like Jackson said that it's not all about taking a cat home. It's also about, making sure that their environment is protected and healthy and controlled, because it might be sad that cute-ass cat that you came across on someone's driveway is not going to come home with you, but, you can also help that cat by keeping their population in check.
Right, and it helps them because the more, like, I see so many people that just throw food out and just feed everything, and with doing that without a proper TNR program, you basically fueling the overpopulation, because they're going to fight. Soon they're going to fight over those resources, and then fighting and injuries will cause diseases, and it just grows and grows and grows. And I'm dealing with a colony right there like that right now in Atlanta, where they don't want me to rescue the cats. They don't understand TNR. I'm slowly trying to explain it to them, but they just hear, you're going to take this cat and then you're not going to bring the cat back. That's all they think. They can't they like, no, I don't want you to trap these cats. We like these cats. They handle our rodents. And I'm like, these cats are going to be great. They're going to come back with this little ear tip, and they're going to be just as fine the same way. But some people, it's hard. It's hard. You got to gradually spoon feed it to them. So
Speaking of the ear tip, and this is going to go back to the more I've been speaking to guys like yourself and Jackson, the more I realize I am what I like to call cat stupid. I thought I had a good knowledge base, but I've learned so much from you guys, including today. I just learned about what that little clip on the ear means. What does that mean?
So that's a way that we know. In every colony, we know if we see that ear tip, or that one right there, that lets you know that a cat has gone through the TNR process. So if you could, that is something that we can see that's obvious, because if you were to catch the same cat in a week and try to sedate them and fix them again, it could become fatal. So you don't want to keep catching the same cats over and over and over again. So that ear tip, it represents that this cat has been TNR'd, spayed, neutered, and vaccinated. He or she is good to go. And I got to tell y'all, this is a funny story too about Jackson. When he was in Atlanta, he was coming to Atlanta doing a book signing or something like that, and I'm doing my fan guy thing, stalking him, and I found out he was in Atlanta, and I was like, ooh, going down there. My homegirl Julie was like, you got to go and give him a Trap Kings hoodie, and I was like, oh man, I got to do it. And this is like when I first came up with this logo and made a hoodie. So Jackson, I made it to the book signing. I talked to him, told him about Trap King. We took a picture together, but the picture is crazy and it's dope because Jackson actually has a Trap King hoodie that isn't ear tipped, like one of the first hoodies I made. Wow. So I'm in the picture with him, and he holding up his sweatshirt, and the ear isn't even tipped. That's how that's new I was to it. Yeah, that's like Jackson got like the OG sweatshirt. I don't know if he still got it or can find it, because I know he got a billion cat shirts like I do. But
Jackson, if you're listening, we want to see you put that up on Instagram and tag Sterling. We want to see that sweatshirt on there. So you've definitely given us a lot to work with, and our listeners, I think, are definitely, I'm hoping they're getting some education out of this, because I know that I am. What is the one thing that you would want to hammer home for people about what you do and how people could help maintain healthy cat colonies?
So one of the main things I like I say that I try to do is to fight off compassion fatigue and burnout that comes with what we do in TNR and rescue. A lot of compassion fatigue and burnout, I think it comes from not necessarily the cats that we can't save or the lack of resources, but sometimes it comes from what we do or don't do, what we say or don't say to one another. So it's compassion fatigue and burnout. I really want to say, like, we're all on the same team in this. Like, if you coming in the rescue, or if you're on the outside, on the outside looking in on rescue, the community is about compassion and unity. Like, it's so much stuff going on in the world right now that could easily divide us in life, and opinions about this or that. I did a presentation the other day about literally people going in neighborhoods and having bumper stickers on their vehicle with political or religious statements, and being ran out of neighborhoods because of the bumper sticker that they had on their vehicle. So I just want to say that in TNR and rescue, we can learn a lot from these animals. In this community, we don't have to go by all of that stuff that's going on. We can unite. Like, we can learn a lot from these animals in this selfless act that we do. So a lot of the things that's going on in the world, it's not for our world. Like, we have the unity. We need to keep the unity going. I think the unity that's in community cat care can teach and show people in the other world, people of different beliefs, religions, colors. We coming together for something bigger than ourselves, and that's the cats, that's the animals. So I just want to say that more than I want to make sure I push that point home, because I hear it so many times of this group of people or this group of people or this side or that side, or we don't like this or we don't like that. Like, this is so important, and we this is what the rescue community is about, and we could continue to do this and help push it and show the world that that's important in every aspect, that unity and selflessness.
It's a common goal between everyone. It's you don't have to pick and choose. It's like we all want the best for these cats, and it's it starts with the education aspect. In this
Yeah.
case, like I know they say you can't teach compassion. In this sense,
I think you
you
can.
you can. No,
You
I mean
absolutely
there
can.
is a saying that you can't teach certain emotions.
It's closed-minded, whoever said it.
Yeah, exactly. Because in this sense, if you teach them, like, listen, this is.
Oh.
Oh, we got a cat.
We have a cat, ladies and
Oh my
gentlemen. If you're
God.
listening, go to YouTube and go watch the video.
Speaking of compassion, who is
is this?
beautiful?
This is my baby Demita Joe.
Oh my
Oh, she is
God.
so pretty.
Demita Joe is Janet Jackson's middle name, so she's named after Janet Jackson, who
Oh
I
my
love a lot.
God.
My other baby is named Alanis Musette, who I think y'all know who she's
Oh
named
my
after.
God. That's
I
Cher,
listen to
right?
Jagged Little Pill too much.
That's amazing. Just taking a pet like nothing. I was wondering when a cat was gonna.
Yeah, nobody
Was gonna photobomb.
Nobody interjected in at all.
They're like, oh, Dad's working. We gotta.
Usually they are like butt to the camera, like
Oh, that camera's on.
Oh yeah, they like, oh, you working? Well, let me get up on that then. Like, I'm surprised that's the first time one of them walked in here.
They're giving you your space.
Right.
How many
right.
cats do you have personally, other than the thousands you've helped? All right, Dan just came across the Acrocats.
I'm watching the video right now. There's a cat playing the fucking drums. This is incredible.
That's Bowie. That's my son. That's my son, Bowie.
Stop. Well, your son is incredibly talented.
He is actually who you just saw, Demeter. Her and Bowie are from the exact same litter. They were rescued.
I was
from
going to say
the same
they
litter.
look very similar.
Yeah, they are. Those. That's my baby.
Well, you're raising very talented cats.
It's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
So Bowie
Guys,
is usually with Samantha and the Acrocats, but my babies, Alanis and Demeter, they travel everywhere with me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gotta
You get
keep
to
them
bring
close.
them everywhere
Yeah.
with you.
Oh yeah, I could. That's my emotional support. I'll lose it out here.
Yeah, I get that. All right, Sterling. Well, you've given us a lot of amazing information, including blowing my mind about Acrocats. I have to process that. Where can everybody find you and support you on the socials? We'll obviously put them all up here, but what was your Instagram again?
Oh yeah. So the Trap King Instagram is _original_Trap King. Find me on Facebook. Trap is just under Trap King. If you do Trap King on Facebook, it'll come up. Maybe a couple crazy rappers or something too, but you should see me up there. And yeah, I'm on. I'm trying to get good with Twitter, TikTok, and all of the other stuff. I'm on TikTok too, but it's under Original Trap King. But like I say, I'm not that young. I'm trying to.
We
keep
struggle
up
with
with
TikTok too.
Yeah.
Technology
I'm right
kicks
there
my
with
butt.
you.
We'll all get there at some point.
Oh, but
Not
let
going
me say
anywhere.
this too. I want to say this too. I would be crazy if I left this out. Last August of last year, me and my buddy Nathan the Cat Lady, shout out Nathan the Cat Lady. Him and I launched the first ever dating app for cat lovers. It's called Tabby Dates. So no, it's not to hook your cats up. It's for people that love cats to hook up with other people that love cats.
Are you working with Lee?
Yeah, that's my girl.
Lee's coming on the podcast in like 2 weeks.
We're gonna talk
How
to
did
her
she
in like
not
2
tell
weeks.
me that? What kind of team
Oh.
is this?
We just closed
Literally,
it
we
today.
just booked it before you came on.
10 minutes before we got on with you.
So Leah will probably be talking about me and Nathan a lot.
Beautiful.
Cool, perfect.
And now that she's coming on the show, I'm real glad I said something because Lee would have been like, Sterling, so you didn't say nothing about Tabby?
I like how it's just this interconnectivity, like Jackson and you, and now you and Lee, like everyone's just somehow connected. It's amazing.
It's the beautiful unity of community.
It's a small,
I love
big
that.
world.
Yeah. And is that available for both iOS and Android?
Yeah. Yep. All countries too. That's a big deal because I know for me, I've had a hard time dating. Like I believe it or not, I've had great dates. Ladies come to the house and they saw Rick James and been like, okay, what the hell is that? I'm like, that's Rick James. What the hell? What you talking about? She like, I'm going home. Like, what?
What kind of dog is that?
Right.
Or like during the date, you're talking about Rick James. Like, oh, is he your roommate?
Right.
Or-
And you come over and he just come out extra fluffy with that little. He had the grumpy face too, so Rick was hilarious.
Oh my god. So yeah, that's tabbydates.com if anyone's interested.
Right here.
in
Tabby
finding
Dates.
the
I am
love of your life.
so glad. Lee was gonna knock me out.
Well, I'm glad you plugged it. I would not want Lee to punch you.
That's
All right,
awesome.
Sterling. Well, thank you so much for coming on and educating us. We appreciate all the time. And seriously, the work that you do, it means a lot to me as an animal person that there's somebody out there like you who truly, truly cares about the well-being of these animals. So keep doing what you're doing, man. We love it. We want to definitely have you on in person when the world opens back up.
Yes.
So when you're in New York, definitely hit us up. And yeah, thank you so much for your
Thanks,
time
Sterling.
today, Sterling. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks. I'm doing. Hey, in person, definitely when the pandemic is over. I'm vaccinated now too, so it's
100%.
gonna happen.
Definitely.
All right, guys.
Have a good one, man.
Peace
Have
out,
a
y'all.
good one.
Take it easy.